I've had a lot of requests from people saying, "Hey Ben, show us what your LEGO room looks like." So that's exactly what this video is. I've got hundreds of Bionicle sets on display. I've got tons of rare and unique LEGO items that you might not have seen before. I'll show you some ways that I sort my pieces, and you can check out all of the MOCs that I have on display too. There's heaps of exciting stuff that I can show you today. So let's dive in. Starting off at my desk, this is the area where I build a lot of my MOCs, but also where I edit a lot of my videos. But of course I gotta have some cool LEGO stuff on my desk to keep me company while I edit. Like the Space Baby gift with purchase, Captain Redbeard, the LEGO House exclusive set, and a few other items that were given to me as gifts at LEGO conventions. Just above my desk, I have a lot of the early 2000 era Bionicle sets. And here's the coolest part. It lights up. Now, one of the biggest issues I've noticed with displaying sets, specifically Bionicle sets, is that they're all different shapes and sizes. Placing a character behind another one, it can essentially drown the character out and you won't even see it. Which is a shame, right? So my solution to this is that lighting, but it's also some of these acrylic stands. The system that I like to do is have the characters at the back on the stands, that way they're elevated up and you can see pretty much all of them. Then I want to put a smaller character in front so you're still making use of the space, and the character kind of pairs with the other one. Nothing gets obscured or hidden, it looks good, it's a win-win. Now, I'm sure you've noticed on some of these shelves that there might be a few characters missing, even though for the most part this is a relatively complete collection of Hero Factory sets. The reason some of the stuff is missing is, well, it's not. I have it somewhere else in my collection. The way I like to display things is by size. Now yeah, I know. Even though it would be super cool to have every single set from one specific wave in the same place, that's just not something that's really possible given all the weird exotic shapes and sizes that exist. This way everything's consistent, and it ensures that it always looks pretty. Panning around to the other side, this is the desk where I tend to build a lot of MOCs. Right now it's occupied by a few sets that I built, like that gorgeous Ninjago green dragon. I'll be reviewing that set very soon. And what the heck is that red mech? Don't worry about it, that's a teaser for a future video. I've also got this shelf here that has a few of my Bionicle MOCs and sets like Galador, Knight's Kingdom, other constructible action figure related stuff. I don't know, these shelves are a little bit bare at the moment, which is actually a good thing. I like having empty space. It's the worst when you have no space and no room for anything new. But still, I want to jazz these shelves up a little bit more in the future. Just nearby I have a little bit more part storage. I'd like to pretend that there's some really good rhyme and reason as to how I store my pieces. To some degree there is. I sort all of my pieces by type, which is very helpful. But I've got a drawer like this, and then next to it is something totally different. I've had people come in before and have no idea where to find LEGO pieces, but I find it relatively easy to find things, even though things are very much all over the place. I've also got these lovely minifigure light-up display stands. Inside this I tend to keep a lot of my favourite stuff from Star Wars and Marvel, but you'll also notice a lot of custom minifigures in here too. I always stick to official LEGO stuff, but I do like the occasional custom figure every now and then. Oh, and shout out to some of the Legoland exclusive plushes. Like Churro, the cat from Friends. So cute. Now, yes, I am a big Bionicle fan, but I'm also a massive castle fan. And the Lion Knight's castle, that is easily one of the best castle sets ever made. And so is the recent Mountain Fortress. It's a Bricklink Designer Program set. I highly recommend picking that up. It's not cheap, but it's worth it. Man, we are just scratching the surface. There is plenty more to go. Here I've got a display area for a lot of my own creations. Again, like I said, I built a lot of Castle, Marvel, Star Wars, so you'll notice a lot of dioramas focusing on that. If you want to see any of these MOCs in a little bit more detail, I've got images on my Flickr and my Instagram, there'll be links to that below. But some of these creations also have solo videos on the channel that break it down in a lot of detail. Not all of them though, so if there's a specific MOC you see and you want to learn more about it, let me know and I can talk about it in a video. We have a little bit more shelving across from this that features even more Bionicle sets. This is mainly featuring a lot of the 6 heroes and 6 villains from across each wave of sets. And then some sort of Matoran or smaller build that's underneath it. Although apparently I need to replace some of these lights because they are dying, some of them. Above these shelves are a few more signature sets that I really like. I mean, oh, how good is Cole's Titan Dragon Mech? I only built that recently, but oh, it's so good. If you want to see a video on that, I'm very tempted. I've got my Kitongu mock, I've got this bootleg Megatron, I've also done a video on that, I've got the official Optimus Prime, I'm currently building Bumblebee as we speak, and just next door, a bit of a crown jewel. It's Rivendell. Easily one of the most beautiful LEGO sets ever made. And modern Lord of the Rings sets are peak. Yeah, and the space underneath this, I tend to keep a lot of loose minifigure pieces, and I've got labels on them, so it's a little bit easier to locate what I need. Oh yeah, and then a recent addition here, I've got these new display cabinets. Let me open them up so you're not getting any glare. Inside, I've got one of the original LEGO castle sets, the iconic yellow castle. And next door is a very famous Black Falcon castle. Down below are some rare sets, Comic-Con stuff, and this very, very old LEGO boxed set, which just features a bunch of loose pieces. Also got a little bit of love for classic space like M-Tron, and these interesting glass vials at the back. Well, these hold some plastic granulate. That's what LEGO looks like before it becomes an actual brick. I found those at a thrift store in Denmark of all places. I also have started collecting yellow LEGO trucks. There's a lot more than I have, however, a bunch of them are very, very expensive. So this collection is growing very, very slowly. Panning over to what is the largest thing I've ever built. This is meant to be the planet Autoplatonia from Star Wars. It's featured in like one episode of the Clone Wars. I built this like 10 years ago, and at the time it was a Hoth mock, and then very early on in building it, I changed it to Clone Wars stuff because, well, I grew up on Clone Wars, I love Clone Wars. So yeah, this is a bit old, and I'm actually planning on taking it apart very soon, but taking it apart is going to be a project in itself. And as you can see, some of the white is actually starting to yellow. That's how old this is. Got a few more dioramas, like this nice Imperial base. I believe I built that during COVID. Actually quite proud of that one. Then I've got this Adventurers themed mock. One of the few times I've built Adventurers stuff, but I'd love to do more of it. Also got this Captain America mosaic, big fan of Marvel, so, you know, I need to hang this up on my wall, actually. Near this is a project that I haven't touched for a while. I've got big plans, big ideas, but not a lot of time. Although right now apparently this is serving as storage for me to put LEGO sets on, but anyway. The idea is that this is the structural support for a future LEGO city. If we look at it more from this angle, you can see that it is meant to be a bit of like a subway system. Eventually I will build the city on top, I'm very time poor at the moment, so one day I'll get there. Although I think I've said the exact same thing on the last few room tour videos I've done in past years, so I'm very behind on this one. And speaking of being behind on things, underneath this table is a bunch of unsorted LEGO boxes. That's another massive project that will always take a lot of time. I'm sure you've all felt that with sorting your stuff too. The other table we were looking at before, this also has a bunch of unbuilt LEGO sets underneath it. Some of these I'm going to build, a lot of these I'm going to part out. There's a lot of sets under here. My unbuilt pile of shame. Up on the wall next to that unfinished LEGO City project, we've got some shelves that have a bunch of LEGO House exclusive sets on them. Big fan of LEGO House, big fan of these sets. I think I'm only missing 2 from the complete collection, which is super cool. And then yeah, a few more mocks and different things on this shelf as well. Transitioning over to the center of the room, this is where I've got a lot of my more modern LEGO castle mocks. These were often built for LEGO conventions. But don't they just look so lovely all next to each other like this? It's an unexpected pleasure how nice all of these colors look alongside one another. And I've got a few more castle projects coming, so stay tuned. Now we've got a little bit more minifigure and part storage. This is where I keep a lot of plant and leaf pieces. Mate, I tell you what, you can never have too many plant pieces. You can build one project and it has a tree in it, and suddenly you've used like 100 plant pieces. It's so easy to eat those up real quick. Nearby this, I've got more of those light up minifigure display cabinets. This is a pretty similar story to the last one. It's got figures I like, it's got custom figures. Although actually this one houses my LEGO minifigure business card collection. These are not easy to come by, these figures. I'm going to do a video about these very soon, so hey, more's to come. Oh, okay, over to my favorite new area in my LEGO room. Got a whole bunch more of those display cabinets. And this is where I house a bunch of rare and very exciting items. I've got my one-of-one LEGO Inside Tour trophy and one of these very old Bionicle parts pack sets. Even got some very obscure kid themes like Primo and Quattro. Down below a Hero Factory Recon figure. I wish I had that exclusive torso, but I do not. As well as some sealed gift with purchase Tahu sets. I've also got a few signed LEGO sets, very exciting. Down below an old box for a LEGO Homemaker set that is built, and you'll see it a little bit later. And by the way, as I'm looking through these, I'm going through quite quickly just because this is a kind of general overview. But if there's anything you're seeing here that you want to see in even more detail, let me know, and I'll do a video specifically about that thing. But some of this stuff already has videos on the way, so yeah, keep an eye out. This here is my collection of Inside Tour merch and other LEGO House memorabilia. You can get a lot of cool stuff at LEGO House. It's a great place, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Then up here I've got a lot of misprinted pieces, prototype parts, cue parts, odd bricks, old bricks, all kinds of weird stuff. So many vibrant and pretty colors, hey. And then something I'm sure a lot of you will get excited about, I've got a sealed collection of all of the Patron polybags. Yeah, this is a bit of an action-packed drawer, I like this one. Up top, a few wooden LEGO items, and yeah, just some very old LEGO sets as well. Got my 1 of 5 LEGO whale set, very, very rare. And even this very interesting chrome blue sprue that has some of those chrome blue astronaut helmets still on it. These should have been popped off and put into LEGO sets, but the fact it's still on that sprue, is amazing. And I can't forget to show you some G2 Bionicle masks, some very rare G2 Bionicle masks. But the real highlight for me is this shelf of wooden LEGO toys. Very old stuff here, very hard to find stuff here. Stuff that's way older than me. And this is probably my favorite thing I own, simply because of the history behind it, the age. And just nearby I got a little bit of love for G2 Bionicle sets. They look so cool when they're lit up like this. I think I own every single G2 set except maybe like one of the weird polybags that came with the magazine, I think. Done videos about most of these, but more's to come. Across from this is more parts storage. This one has a bit more rhyme and reason to it. It's a lot of basic bricks, specifically ones that are in colors I more typically use. But at the same time, there's also a bunch of miscellaneous parts as well. Up above this are some LEGO Games boxes, but inside it are LEGO plates. I've got them labeled here so you can see what's inside. Hey, if you have some of those LEGO Games boxes, use them to store your pieces in. They're super durable. They've just been a big help for me. This drawer is filled with a lot of nice plant pieces. Down below it, we've got more beautiful part storage. Again, pretty miscellaneous, but once you get used to it, the categories make sense. But let's focus on what's above this. A collection of beautiful Marvel figures. I used to have these all stored away in storage containers and stuff, which was nice. It kept them dust free, but so does this. And this looks so much better and I can actually see them. I was given these shelves as a gift, so I don't know where they came from, but hey, if you can invest in any type of minifigure display stand or shelf like this, I highly recommend it. Behind this is a new shelf that I got, but yeah, this is a bit of a work in progress right now. I've got a whole bunch of miscellaneous parts and boxes up here that should not be here. They are on my to sort list. I'll be sorting some of those tonight, actually. But yeah, I need to get a few more sets and more of those acrylic stands and lights to be able to fully finish this off. It's a work in progress. But still, there's some nice stuff here at the moment. Maybe next year when I do a follow-up video for this, you'll see this looking a bit better. Now this table here, it features a bunch of micro-scale MOCs that I've built and some of the beautiful UCS official LEGO sets. And even some of those brand new MIDI-scale sets. I'm a massive fan of those. I'm just a massive fan of any kind of nice, really well-built replica Star Wars ship, so it's good to have them all on display. I do plan on building the UCS Venator really soon and putting it right in the middle of the table. Very excited for that. Now let's finish off with this little nook. This is where I take a lot of the photos and videos for when I make videos. Let me show you these shelves first. Again, these are a bit of a work in progress. Some of them are pretty much finished and look really nice. This, by the way, is where I store a lot of my Titans and larger sets, simply just because they fit better in these larger shelves. But yeah, some of the more empty areas, they're empty simply because, well, I don't own every Hero Factory set or every Bionicle set. I'm close, but there's still a lot more I need. So when I buy them, when I rebuild them, I'll put them up here. And then just behind this, I've got a large photography table. This is where I take a lot of my photos. Look, I definitely recommend one of these tables, but they're very expensive and they are huge. So look, if you're looking for a few ideas for how to photograph your MOCs, maybe I wouldn't recommend this. This works for me because, YouTube is my job, but for an everyday need, I would recommend far cheaper, easier solutions. I've got a whole video about that if you want to learn a little bit more about LEGO photography. But yeah, this is where I do a lot of my video stuff. And that's my LEGO room. This is ever changing and ever evolving, so I'm sure next year when I do another one of these, there'll be plenty of new cool stuff. Hopefully this gave you a little bit of inspiration for your own LEGO spaces. Let me know what your LEGO room looks like. And of course, like I said, if there's something you want to see a specific video on that you saw in this video, let me know and I'll see what I can do. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for watching, happy building, and bye for now.